We need to talk about Jake Paul's October 29th fight against Anderson Silva. Now, let's get this out of the way. I am buying this fight, and there is nothing that you can do to convince me that I shouldn't. Fans of the sweet science of boxing will tell you that this entire spectacle is unbecoming to the beautiful sport. Man, so what? Gathering around to see two men who have agreed to battle until one relents is as old as the earth itself. Now, boxing was born out of the sport of prize fighting, and the people responsible for keeping boxing relevant were never able to escape the temptation to keep prize fighting as the central motivation for everybody involved in the sport. So, why has MMA, mixed martial arts, surpassed boxing? It's because it's structured in a way that the people who participate in it have to love the sport more than they love the money. Now, so when prize fighting comes along between a modern internet celebrity and a former MMA champion, it isn't even pretending to be anything other than a prize fight. It's actually refreshing. And for those of you who think I'm getting tricked by the celebrity of it all, my generation is the one that rejected celebrity boxing. And why did we do that? Because above anything else, we want to see people who can actually fight. And Todd Bridges and Vanilla Ice weren't going to give us anything better than what we could see in the stands at Raider games. And yes, Jake Paul is pretty new to the sport of boxing, but he's clearly taking it seriously. And wins over professional fighters like Ben Askren and Tyron Woodley show that he's not just some Hollywood pretty boy. The other problem with celebrity boxing is that the people that we originally tried to throw out there were beloved for some sort of athletic or artistic contribution to society. Nobody hated Screech or Manute Bol or Refrigerator Perry. And hate is one of the three pillars, aside from skill and storyline, that sells a fight. And who is more hateable than Jake Paul? And people don't just hate Jake Paul, they hate people who don't hate Jake Paul. And more than half the money that came in on Floyd Mayweather fights came from people rooting for his demise. And with Jake Paul, it's going to be the exact same. People want to see Anderson Silva, a man who defended the UFC middleweight title 10 times over 7 years. They want to see him score a win for Generation X over the Zoomer generation. And they're willing to put money in Jake Paul's pocket in order to see it happen. And at the end of the day, sports are as much about entertainment as they are about human accomplishment. And Jake Paul has tapped into finding a way to entertain people. And on October 29th, I am going to be one of those people, and you will see what happened for sure. And let that sink in.